Hello and welcome to the channel. I am going to do a collective reading on relationship energy. The moon literally just moved into Aries about 5 minutes ago. Here I am. And the sun is in Libra. So Aries energy is all about me, myself, and I am. It is that all-encompassing I am energy. Oh, my shirt's coming undone. And then Libra is the energy of how we relate to others, our relationships, and is there balance? Is there equal give and take in our relationships? Very interesting energy, and this is a very powerful full moon that we are going into tomorrow, Sunday, October 9th. Today being October 8th, Saturday, while I'm doing this reading, Pluto stations direct. Another big energy point in shifting our consciousness, shifting our direction. And Pluto has a lot to do with our psychological processes as well. The moon, the full moon tomorrow in Aries, is also in a conjunction to Chiron, the wounded healer, which reflects and brings up a lot of our childhood wounds that most likely we've been working through now for a good portion of this year, at least, maybe longer, that you're conscious of. So I feel the shift in the energy now, and I hope that I'm speaking loud enough. I did see a comment in one of the zodiac readings that the volume was low, and I apologize for that. I did check my setting. I have a new device that I'm working on, so my volume is up. I do not have a microphone as of yet. However, if this becomes an issue, I will go and purchase a microphone for myself as well. But thank you for these comments. I really do appreciate them. So let's get into it. Let's get into the reading. Let's see what's going on collectively within our relationships, our Libra energy. I hope everybody is doing well. We are in quite the interesting energy. Yesterday felt very eerie. It was just a feeling. It wasn't an experience that I was having, but the feeling was like the eye of the storm. Like we're in this calm state while or at least myself, I was feeling in this calm state while a lot of the things, a lot of people and collective energies were swirling around me in almost like bees, like just swarming around, and you could feel the energy, but I was sitting, and I feel like a lot of people within the collective right now, just sort of sitting in this eye of the storm, calm, yet sensing everything that's going on around us. Hence another reason why I wanted to just read into this energy. And I'm calling in guides to read into relationship energy. It was the first thing that popped into my radar, my intuition. So let's get going. And hopefully there'll be something in here for, that's helpful for some of you. Wow. We have the crown and the throat chakra. I love this energy because what this is telling me currently is that people are gaining conscious awareness of their needs, of their desires within relationships or just in life in general, and are ready to express that, ready to talk about that. And I've been feeling this energy for a while. This is in the culminating energy for the full moon, that very important conversations will be had, conversations that needed to be had for a while. For some. Others, this is just really important. I want to reach out. I want to tell you what I'm going through and how I'm feeling. And maybe we can come to a resolve of some sort, resolution. Whether we decide to continue going forward together or we take the lessons and move in our own separate directions, our own path. So it could be one or the other. Material and spiritual prosperity. I feel like a lot of people are starting to really realize what is truly important to them and what is truly valuable to them in this lifetime. And and putting two and two together, realizing that it must be linked. Whatever it is that is important and valuable to me must be linked to my soul, to my spirit, to my spiritual connection in life. Otherwise, it's just an illusion. It's just bullshit, really. And a lot of people are consciously coming to these realizations of the fakeness, the phoniness, the traditions that we all had followed along, and things just aren't quite adding up or making sense anymore. They're not emotionally satisfying. It's too surface level. There's no depth. There's no understanding. There's no heart connection. Or there is. Maybe there's a realization that there are certain people that are meant to be in our lives that maybe we had let go of or pushed to the side because of karmic connections. Right now we are wrapping up a lot of karma, a lot of life lessons, a lot of soul contracts are all coming to an end. By the end of this year, there's going to be such a huge shift in the relationship dynamic right now. I'm seeing with the crown and throat chakra, first cards coming out, these are deep realizations for many people who are ready to finally express what they have maybe been holding in and holding back on for a very long time. Because maybe they're not, or you, or whoever this is relating to, were not fully understanding why they were feeling the way they felt, why there was no satisfaction or a sense of love even in this relationship. The give and take is not equal reciprocity. And there's no connection, there's no spiritual connection. So when there's no connection to the heart, it really, it's then considered not fake, but false, not a true connection. Maybe it started off that way, but when we start to veer paths in different directions, we realize that we may be staying in situations because it's familiar and comfortable instead of for the actual connection itself. I know that I had those experiences in my past. I've been single for 4 years now, on purpose. And this is where the soul, the spirit and the soul step in and really highlight to us our destined path, our destiny, true understanding. Oh, passion ignited at the bottom. So there's a deep heart. The heart is coming online. Even though the heart chakra is not here, I feel it. There's a passion or solar plexus energy possibly where people are starting to really connect to what their destined path is, where their soul yearns to be free, liberated from restriction. Below that is discontent and boredom and mental conflict. So this is where people had been at until these deep realizations of like, I've got to get this off my chest. I've got to communicate. Things have got to change. I'm making a change. And when we make a change to ourselves, then the outside, everything and everyone that's connected to us starts to change, or we start to see it in a whole new light, a new perspective. So here we are in the escape room of the mind. I always think of this card as those escape rooms that people go to for fun, and they, check themselves in with a group, and you get locked into a room and you have to go through all of these puzzles and things and clues to find your way out of the escape room. And so while people were still stuck in the mind, stuck in the escape room of the mind, they're finding themselves really bored in their relationships and in life in general, just discontented with everything. Nothing feels right. Nothing seems right. And transformation below that. So that is because we're going through a huge transformation of consciousness, of understanding ourselves, our connection to the heart, and connection to life itself. Life and spirit, one and the same. It's the same thing. So let life show you your heart, your true desires and passions. Let's dive a little deeper into this one. Let's see. We are going to use the Witch's Tarot again. Okay. But before we do, I'm called to pull a few from this deck here. Syrian Starseed deck. It was a little too big for my hand. Sorry, I kind of moved my location just on my table. I flipped it around because the sun glare was getting in my way on the other side of the table. So I think I shifted things a little too much. All right, back into the reading. This is that point where you just cannot continue on the way you've been going. There's something within the heart when it comes online and these deep realizations, suddenly those people, places and things that are familiar suddenly don't feel so familiar anymore, suddenly feel very foreign. And it's also a deep realization of ourselves and the characters that we've played in those relationships that are suddenly foreign. That means that's a huge growth spurt to recognize the old self, the old parts that we play. That's important because that is a part of you, a part of you that's changing. And so now the communication, the expression must be had. It's been brewing for a while. I've been feeling that too. But I feel like people really had to work through a lot of their insecurities and their self-doubt. When people are really identified and stuck in the familiar, it feels safe, it feels secure until you have a giant awakening and suddenly it doesn't. There's no resonance there anymore. It feels dense and dark and yucky. And just incomplete, unsatisfying. At the very best, unsatisfying. At the very worst, toxic. This is also a realization for some who have stayed in toxic relationships for way overdue, past their time, the lesson has been learned, the understanding has been, the understanding, the reasons why things happen, the reasons why things are said, the reasons why we had certain beliefs or restrictions. Chiron, the stories we tell ourselves, right? The stories we tell ourselves are linked to the stories that maybe our parents told us or our teachers or society. This is all has to do with social conditioning and breaking out of that and coming back into wholeness as a sovereign being. That's when we can find the true relationships that are fulfilling and satisfying. And instead of one relying on the other or sucking the energy out of the other or vice versa, the healthier new paradigm of relationships are of equal give and take, are of healthy souls who have learned their hard karmic lessons in karmic relationships of what they don't want to experience or do or act or believe in anymore. Anything else from this deck? This deck is so hard to shuffle. All right, we have 10 of orbs. This is more about legacy, the material, the mundane. How we kind of get sucked into that realm, that eighth sphere even. I'm not going to go too deep into that one, but when we're not in the heart, and I'm holding my heart, for some reason I'm feeling the heart chakra. When we're not in the heart and we're in the mind too much, we can get pulled into other states of mind that are just linked to materialism and all of the conditioning and programming that we've all gone through. This is that Aries energy. It's like, I want what I want and I want it now. And I'm not going to stop until I get what I want. That's an old version. This might be something that people want to discuss. I no longer want to partake in that way of life. This is not satisfying to me. Also, people are realizing how much work that they've put in, and they're getting tired because the work that they're putting in is not working. It's not paying off. So this is where it's like, all right, it's time for me to cash in my chips and accept the lessons and walk away from this toxic situation that is no longer, it's not healthy for me. It's not healthy for the other people either. This is moving to higher ground so that you can see from a higher perspective. That's the spiritual prosperity. When we connect to our higher self, when we connect to spirit, when we connect to our heart, we can see from higher ground everything. The patterns, the habits, the codependencies, the energy vampirism. Which just means that we give our energy away too much, or people drain us of our energy, and that is meant to show us our patterns, our coping mechanisms, our habits, our ways of being from childhood. These are showing us what was taught to us in our family structure, our upbringing, and social conditioning. Anything else from this deck? Yeah, all right. Ooh, we have the Lovers at the bottom, which is exactly the energy that I've been picking up on all morning long. The Lovers, as with all cards, is a double-edged sword. This is when we are struck with that love spell. We are magnetized and attracted to another person. And it will bring the heart online because that connects you back to your higher self. But then we don't, a lot of times with the Lovers, we don't even use discernment. The drive, the sexual drive, the magnetism, the energy, that elevated bubble love. We get kind of enveloped in this bubble, and it seems so cosmic and amazing and everything. It becomes very addictive until that energy, and its cosmic energy, pulls you up, pulls you up, pulls you up. But if you can't hold your own elevation, you get dropped back down onto earth, to reality. And the reality of the situation is, we don't know each other as well as we think we do. We're mirroring each other's wounds. Could be trauma bonding too. But the Lovers can also be a very deep soul connection, a deep soul love. It is meant to open the heart chakra, to awaken us to our higher selves. And if both people are able to do that, the connection can come back together as a very powerful connection. But first, we must go through shadow work to see our own shadow self through another, through this lover that pulls us up, elevates us up, up, up. Master of Flames below that. Oh my gosh, I feel like this is a twin flame reading. Master of Flames and the Lovers, both at the bottom of the deck. This is mastering the mind, body, spirit. Because this connection is so addicting, because this connection is linked to our higher self, because it is a higher connection, it becomes sort of an obsession, an addiction. And sometimes we think that it is linked to that specific person that we have a soul contract with, that we are linked to in a way that we are here to heal and teach each other, but mostly heal from our wounds, from our childhood wounds. It doesn't always seem that way with the shadow work, the shadow side. That is an aspect of all of us. You could call it the ego. The shadow is the aspects of us that we don't always see. We definitely don't always accept or invite in and acknowledge we have these aspects of ourselves, but it is shown to us through others, through mirroring. If you ever come across somebody where you're just like, oh, so repelled by their behavior or something they say or do or whatever, it could even be a smell, that is triggering. It's signifying to you something within you, and it should be linked to a memory. A lot of us don't go that far, but if you allow yourself to actually ride with that trigger, it will show you a memory that it's linked to from your past, that the universe is asking you, please take a deeper look at this part of your life, from your childhood, from your upbringing, from different aspects of your life. This is why you're feeling this right now, this trigger. Instead of, you take it off the other person's, they don't know what they're doing most of the time, but it can be very triggering. And we humans like to stay in the victim blame. This person's been mean, they do this, but they don't want to take a deeper look into why that person triggered a certain feeling within inside of us. So it's all meant for healing. It is all meant for growth, evolution, evolving into our higher self. Whew. Okay, let's keep going here. It's getting juicy. And we don't want to dismiss these connections either. They're very painful. I'm not going to lie. I've had the same experience. They're very painful, but they're also very beautiful. There's a lot to learn through the connection of the lovers. A lot to learn. Everything, as a matter of fact. Everything about you can learn from this twin flame experience or experience with another lover. That is so potent and powerful, and the energy, it takes over you. It's meant to, for transformation. A lot of us can fall really deeply into depression and anger and old patterns and habits for years and years, and blame this other person and just really fall into a deep spiral of ourselves. But eventually, if you allow the energy, it will elevate you back out of that to see something that you didn't see before. Page of Pentacles. This is also people ready for, I'm ready for something new and different. And this is actually taking the steps. Crown and throat chakra. First steps, express yourself. Communicate to whoever you need to communicate to, what you're feeling, what you're feeling, that you want to move towards something completely new and different and tangible for yourself. Maybe with your connection, but I'm getting, well, maybe not. Let's see. Let's keep going here. So if we can all take a step back from the tightness, like in being energetically entwined with somebody else's energy, especially for people who've been married for like 30, 40 years. I mean, that's a tough one to break because you're so familiar. Even if you're not happy anymore, you're so familiar with this energy and this person that's like, why would I want to try out any other new energy? Because that's scary to me. But eventually, it kind of takes over you. Just the desire. This is Saturn and Uranus squaring, which is becoming very, very strong right now, by the way. That is that push-pull, where Saturn is kind of like, I want to stay safe. I don't trust it out there. I don't trust other people. Uranus is like, break free now. Get out. Get out. Because it's over. And some people are just, there's so much pain involved. And it is over. She's done. She's still alive. She's on her phone. But she's just like, everything's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. But why would you want to keep walking around life with a lot of pain, suffering in silence, and just putting on a brave face outside like, oh, I'm good. Everything's fine. Yeah. Oh, life is hard. We make excuses for other people instead of just making the changes that we need to make for ourselves, for our own happiness, for our health and vitality even. So some relationships are definitely coming to an end. The ones that really have been holding on very tightly for a long time through these transits for the last 2 years, since 2020, since the beginning of 2020, Saturn-Uranus square, the first one. We've had multiple. This has been a deep need, but then we had our COVID lockdowns and all that. So some people who were like ready to make a move or change were suddenly locked in their homes for 2 years with the same karmic situation that they were just ready to finally liberate themselves from, which was a whole nother deep lesson within itself. There have been a lot of divorces through COVID, but I feel like those who still clung on because I don't even clung, that's probably not a word. Those who still held on because the world started to get even scarier and crazier. And it's like, I am not putting myself out there for something different during all this. So you just kind of stay. It's like, there's something energetically, it's emotional, it's patterning. Then we stay in unhealthy, unhappy, relationships. Unable to budge, unable to move. This is being really stubborn also, but it's linked to a lot of fear, as well as not expressing how you truly feel, not showing your cards, being very stubborn and just playing that role of holding on to the past, holding on to a past version of yourself because it felt safe. It felt safe because it was familiar. The thing is, it's familiar. We could stay in the same old. We aren't able to see the moon. The moon is our subconscious mind. The blind spot, the shadow. What we can't see is that there are, we have put in a lot of hard work on ourselves. And that hard work is paying off. And you're unable to see, though, what is really, truly valuable and important to you in life because you're stuck in this subconscious fear of if I break out of this marriage relationship that I've been in for a long time, that I know the ins and outs to, it's too scary. I don't see anything better out there for me. So I'm going to just stay in the moon energy. And that's what is changing. Now, a lot of people are starting to experience, maybe there's new connections that are being made or just deep realizations with the crown chakra. Wow. Knight of Cups. And the Strength. Back to the very beginning. Here we go. Full circle. Page of Swords at the bottom. So we have the Knight of Cups and Strength coming out together, which all the way back to full circle. Now this deep realization, these emotions, this feeling, this energy. I'm so restricted. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't stay here any longer. We've got the strength, the courage, and the endurance to break free from that and to express how we truly feel to whoever needs to hear what it is that we've been holding back on, holding in for way too long. This is also emotional support. There may be some emotional support that comes in for you once you gain the strength and the endurance and tame that inner beast, to move past, to walk past, where is it? Here, move past your obstacles, your challenges to higher ground. This is liberation. This is having the courage and the strength to finally take the steps to the great liberation and changes that need to be made. And bottom of the deck is Page of Swords. There's too many signs. There's too many synchronicities. There's too much coming in. You can't deny it now. You cannot make it up. Universe is talking to you. Universe is loudly screaming, hey. Yeah. And if you don't want to hear me now, just wait until November. Wait until the eclipses. Wait until end of October and into November when that energy opens up, because it's going to get harder and harder and harder to stay in this unhealthy, uncomfortable energy. And why would you want to? Is it because you want to be right? This is an energy of like ego. I need to be right. Like maybe somebody is gaslighting you and you know, projecting a lot of their fears and things onto you. And you're like, no, I'm committed. This is like somebody who isn't happy, but is enduring. This is endurism. Enduring. I have been enduring this relationship for so long. I want you to see I'm going to win. Like you're just fighting yourself right there. The truth. That's the cold, hard truth, King of Swords. The cold, hard truth is revealing itself. Whoa! So, let's get an oracle. Well, I'm going to read from the energies, the oracle of the 7 energies on this one. See what comes out for us. These relationships I'm talking about are karmic relationships, karmic contracts, soul contracts that we have with others, that we're meant to connect, be in a relationship with, to learn about ourselves, learn about our childhood conditioning, patterning, our habits, our programming, and all of the falseness that we play out within our relationships to other people, our insecurities and our egos and all of that stuff. And we learn a lot if we allow ourselves to. A lot of people just stay because we're taught also that word commitment. When you get married, it's like you're in this forever. Even though there is such a thing as divorce here. You know, that is like deep conditioning, deep programming that you just got to stay in it. Stay in it. It's better to just stay in it. It costs too much money to get divorced. Everybody else gets mad at you, blah, blah. Don't listen to that. I'm divorced. I'll tell you, no offense to my ex-husband, but when it's time to move on, it's time to move on. And when you don't, I'll tell you what, that's talk about suffering. Not because, you know, I know no one's to blame. It's energy. It is energy. I'll take it. We have Awakening Genius. Anything else? Yeah, this is a great awakening period for many. I think that this is going to be the only one. Okay, good. Well, we'll read it from the book, Awakening Genius, to wrap this one up. We're at 34 minutes, okay. I turned right to it too. Okay. For the collective, the ancient Greeks believed that each person had a specific genius that acted like a spirit guide, inspiring you with new ideas to further your evolution as an individual, as well as the evolution of all humanity. You could say that genius is the spirit of creative expression. When you tune into it, amazing things happen. When your genius awakens, you realize you do not have to do everything yourself. You have an inspired, dedicated, wise helper on your side. Today, can you imagine cultivating a playful relationship with this extraordinary spirit? If you can, you'll recognize that you don't have to solve every problem with only the knowledge, memories, and experiences you already have accrued. Your intellect, in this case, serves as a channel for this spirit of genius, and it can filter in new information, hence the crown chakra. Let's keep going. Sorry. Where was I? How you forge this connection is to get out of your own way and simply allow it to work through you. The word genius comes from the Latin gignere. I don't know, I probably butchered that word. Meaning to bring forth or birth, and shares the same root as the word generate. You are at this moment about to give birth to a new mode of expression, and a powerful one at that. Commit to partnering with your genius, and only deep satisfaction and success will result. Today is a day when your inspired ideas matter. You can't make it up. That is the exact expression of the first two cards that came out in this reading, the crown chakra and the throat chakra. So we're getting new insight, new realizations from cosmic energies, our spirit guides, our higher self, whatever, and it is time to express that. So that is the message for today. I hope that everybody is doing well. If you like this video, please click the like button. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. This energetic exchange is so helpful for this channel, and I appreciate all of you who already have. I've grown so much in the last few days. I'm very, very grateful, and I would love to continue having this channel grow more and more and more so I can go live on my mobile device and other things like that. So it would be a great exchange if you could just like and subscribe. And if not, that's fine too. Take good care of yourself, and I'll be back. Bye.